Hey everybody, look who's back.
Hey everybody, missed you guys, missed you RC.
How was the vacation?
Vacation was obviously a vacation, so it was fantastic. Got away with the wife.
Yeah.
We went to the Bahamas, and if you haven't been before, our hotel literally was like a screensaver.
Would you have those like windows looking?
Oh yeah, so nice little room, huge bathroom. I mean, the shower.
I wonder why they do that.
Yeah, shower could fit like 4 people in there easily.
They love doing that with those big showers.
Yeah, I mean, I love the big showers. They're fantastic.
Yeah,
a lot of moving.
Yeah, I know. It's for someone my size. It's fucking comfortable, man.
A lot of moving room, but yes. So you open the balcony doors, and on our deck was the infinity pool.
Really?
Then, yes, and then right out into the ocean.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
you got pictures, right?
Yeah, I got pictures. It was
which
the wifey got more pictures.
She got more pictures.
Yeah,
well, we'll get some of those pictures and we'll put them on.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You know what? It was like 90 to 95, but that ocean breeze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it made it.
Was there a lot of humidity?
It did rain when we got there, so it rained for like 20 minutes. So the humidity, it felt like the South. It did have the humidity.
Well, I've never been there, so I don't. I imagine the weather's probably kind of similar to Florida.
Yes, yeah. You got the
what I mean?
humidity, but since you're right, I mean, it's a little island, so since you're right there, the breeze off of the water is just fantastic. Every time it hits you, it just gave you that. Oh, that feels a lot better.
Did you go on any booze cruises?
No.
You did drink, right?
I did drink the first night we got there. We went out to dinner, and a lot of these restaurants in the Bahamas, literally, it says it's on the door 45 to an hour just to get your food.
Really?
Yes, it looks like I believe it's like one cook in like every restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
I want to say, it can't be that busy all the time.
No, it wasn't that busy,
round.
but I figure it wasn't busy. You know, there was some people there. Nobody's in a rush, and they had one cook, and he was hanging out and all that. So my wife had gotten a margarita, and fruity drinks, and I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm starting to get hungry. So I'm like, you know what? Waiter, give me a shot of Patron. And
keep it flowing.
It's such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea.
Imagine.
Yeah, I don't drink for anybody that doesn't know me, I don't drink. So you can imagine after $300 of Patron shots.
I know, isn't that freaking crazy, man?
I don't remember.
Would you say? I mean, I don't know. That's the first time you've been there.
Yes, first time I've been to Bahamas.
So it's kind of hard to say if it was more expensive now than it was.
Oh,
if you've been there.
I didn't get to that part yet, though. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a catch.
Yeah. So everything there is triple taxed. So since it's an island, you pay for transportation tax.
Yeah.
For them getting their food from wherever they get it. And knowing that you have to pay that tax, they also, everywhere you go, add in the gratuity. And then you pay the state tax, or the Bahama tax, as well.
Damn.
Okay, so right there you're taxed 3 times. I bought a lighter at the store. And you ready to guess how much it cost me?
$5?
$15. $15
for a regular Bic lighter.
It wasn't a regular Bic lighter.
Oh, it wasn't a Bic. That's why.
It wasn't a Bic. But I wouldn't pay $15 for a
That's
Bic
crazy.
lighter. Okay, the first dinner we went and spent together. It was on the resort, and it was steaks and seafood. Me and her together, $275. And I got a steak, she got a steak, I got a lobster, and we got an appetizer each. $275.
So you're not, when a place like that, you're not saving money. People like
Oh
to go
my
places.
God! I was the first 3 days I spent $2,000.
Yeah.
If I would have went with the kids, it would have been even worse. Chicken fingers and French fries was $22. Wow. A hot dog with French fries was $17.
I'm wondering if all those islands are like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, it'd have to be.
It would have they're to be all isolated, so they gotta. I mean, I get that, but like if you were going on vacation, you said let's go to Costa Rica. You're going down there and you're paying. It's way cheaper.
Yes.
But when you're going to the Bahamas or one of those
I
islands.
I thought it wouldn't be.
That's what I thought
expensive too. As what I paid.
I thought it'd be a little bit cheaper, but now that you're saying with the it makes sense bringing all the food in, all this stuff.
Yes.
Everything has to be brought in.
Everything, and again, everything was phenomenal. The steaks, the lobsters, cooked to perfection. Everything was fresh and delicious.
Well,
but man, you paid for it. The best dinner night that me and my wife had, we went to Carmine's, which was a play off of New York City Italian restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
So we went into this Carmine's, and I haven't had a good Italian food in a real long time. And you walked into the place, and it was classy. So you were like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a good meal here.
What if the same guy owns it?
I think it could be. I mean. But this place, they give me the menu, and I'm already like, yeah, I want a Caesar salad. I want the mozzarella,
load me up.
Tomatoes with roasted peppers. She wants the baked clams. And the waitress stops me right there. She said, this food is meant to share. And I'm like, oh, so you get big portions. That was an understatement. Okay, so me and my girl got to order the baked clams. Nice sized plate. Had about 15 clams on there.
Yeah.
Baked clams, but you can eat a couple of those.
Yeah,
like
I mean, they're easy to eat.
Yeah, so then it came out the apple salad. I had to have the mozzarella with the balsamic and the roasted peppers and the tomatoes because it's just fantastic. That wasn't bad. A big plate, but it wasn't bad. You could eat it. So she's like, yes, we share. So I'm like, me and my woman wanted veal parm. Can't get good veal parm around here. So I got myself... No? I got myself a veal parm to share with her, and I figured let me get a side of pasta.
Yeah.
Get some penny pasta, and we'll do it with the oil and garlic. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting scared because we're about 3 tables from the cook's entrance and out, and when I tell you this freaking lady walked out with 1 plate of spaghettis and meatballs, and I got scared. There were 6 softball-sized meatballs on this bowl of like a pressure cooker full of pasta.
I wonder if that's like a family size.
And it went to the table. I'm grilling it as it's going to the table. Table, a mom, dad, a couple teenage kids.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so it's 4 altogether. I'm like, okay, if they're sharing that's good.
Yeah.
Then the Caesar salads come out. And when I tell you a head of lettuce, 1 Caesar salad.
Oh, really?
The plate was like this. The lettuce was this high.
Damn.
Like, I said, well, what are you going to do with all that? There's no way. The roughage that you could consume.
That's what I'm saying.
And like I said,
You're full already.
And the lettuce was, iceberg crisp. Green.
Fresh. It wasn't
just
soft.
Only the best pickings. Only the best pickings. And it was phenomenal. And then... I didn't know what it was. It looked literally like a sofa pillow covered in cheese. Comes out 2 hands on this plate. It looks like a sofa pillow because you can't see what it is.
Yeah.
It's just covered in mozzarella. And it goes to the table next to me, behind me. So yeah. Look over. And it's a piece of lasagna.
Oh, shit.
The lasagna was this big. It looked like a sofa pillow covered in cheese. Okay, now I'm scared hell. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be carrying 3 bags on the way home because we went to Atlantis for where this Carmine's Italian restaurant was. So our veal comes out, and I'm telling you, it's half this deer on this plate. The plate's about this big around, and it just covers the whole plate, just melted in cheese. And then, of course, our side of pasta comes out. And it's in a cooking pot.
Oh, jeez.
About that big, and they lay it on the table like this. I'm just like, I'm baffled because I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely coming home with mad food.
Yeah, you figured you'd have a shit ton of leftovers.
And then came dessert. So, first off, I seen this little girl had a little scoop of ice cream with, must have been the freshest strawberries I've ever seen in my life.
Nice,
covered
juicy
on.
red.
Yeah, sliced to perfection. Just sliced all over it. I'm like, man, now I want some ice cream. And I was like, what did she get? She's like, oh, that's just the kids' order. I was just like, that's only 12 and under.
So you still can't order that?
No. So I'm like, okay. Well, I was like, what is it? Titanic is the name of it.
Oh, that sounds scary.
These 3 or 4 young girls that ordered it, and I said, well, she said, oh, well, so I'm gonna bring one out to this table, so I'll show you on the way. Diabetic coma.
I love ice cream too, bro.
It was in a sheet like this, 7 huge scoops of ice cream, a sheet of a brownie,
delicious,
and just covered in freshest strawberries you ever see. Okay, so I'm just like, there's no way I'm getting that. There's just no way. It's me and my wife, and I'm like, there's no way we're getting that. So we looked for we asked and said, well, they had cheesecake. Said, fine, okay, well, let's get a cheesecake, and we could share that. It's not going to be like that. Half a cheesecake this lady came out with on the table. And I said, and being a diabetic, I could only have a couple bites. So I'm just like, babe, that's all you.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
And with the amount of food that we brought home, and we only spent like $260 at the restaurant.
So I guess that's kind of like, I guess that's not bad. I mean,
over here I'm spending 150 if I go to an Italian restaurant and I order what I got.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Maybe just a little bit less.
And it's just me and her.
$250. So
she doesn't eat much appetizers. I like my little appetizers, but it's usually just the meal and then the bread that they come with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, while you were away having fun and eating all this expensive food,
so fat, gotta hit the gym.
So remember, I don't know, it was about maybe a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Biden said,
back onto the real stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Said on his he was on some kind of conference, whatever. But he said, the U.S. is going to have to prepare for some food shortages. And you're thinking to yourself, why would a country like us or a westernized country have to prepare for that? So now, while he was away, I heard that, and I got bored last night. I did some digging. Okay, I went on to the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and there's a bunch of products are down in production. So let me just give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. So the major products that we have deal, right? So rice is down 0.33%. That's year over year. Okay, wheat is going down 0.72%.
And they'll tell you, since Ukraine is like our number one wheat, it's the war that's the reason why wheat's down.
That's another, they said that reason too.
Yes, they'll tell you.
And barley is down 1.55%. Corn, which is pretty much used in every single thing that we make here, whether it's syrup or the actual corn, is down 2.49%. Oats are down 10%. Soy is down 10%. So you got these things that are like, you don't think it's a big deal, but these are all the fundamental basis of everything we make.
The list of what they're trying to tell you. Now they're trying to say this is going to be even worse than when COVID was here and you couldn't get toilet paper or anything like that. They're trying to say it's going to be worse.
That's what they're saying, and it's going to be worse. And they're also throwing this idea around that it's probably going to start sometime in September.
Yes, because before the end of the year, you're going to be needing to stock up on certain.
That's
food
the thing,
items.
and they're not really releasing that yet.
They're not going to release that, and you know how it's going to go. It's going to be 1 or 2 per customer by the time it gets real crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And me being Hispanic, right here, they're telling you beans and rice are going to be very limited. Pasta and sauces.
Yeah, all that wheat.
Exactly. You're going to have. And this was my biggest issue. Mostly every canned meats or preservatives will be in shambles, where you won't be able to get anything canned.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
And anybody knows if shit goes down, the canned meats and the canned food is what lasts forever.
That's the thing, and it can last for years. And you buy up a bunch of that, you'll be okay. Especially you need protein, you buy your bunch of beans and all that, and your vegetables, and you don't have meals every day.
Yeah, and what they're saying is that's going to be scarce is everyday products. I mean,
Yeah.
like he said, with the wheat, you're gonna have sugars, avocados, eggs and meat. They're saying
Yeah, that's the
beef,
big yeah.
chicken, and mostly all dairy.
Dairy, yeah, are going to be. We know now the price is already skyrocketing.
They're estimating by Christmas and January, $12 for a dozen eggs.
Yeah, I see. I just
Now that a dollar an egg is what they're saying that might be by January, if this food shortage is really legit, is what they say.
and you know what? I mean, when someone says something like that, it's going to be food shortage. You kind of have to take it. You know, this isn't just some kind of conspiracy theory, but this is something that we came across. And if you guys don't watch a lot of news or haven't really heard this yet, we're trying to give you a little bit of an insider to like what's going to end up happening. Because if this does happen, it's going to be a last minute rush. So if you know a few weeks ahead of time, like we're telling you now, you might have a chance.
Listen. They're, like you said, with everything that they're going to be cutting down. I don't think anybody in this COVID generation would blink twice. I mean, we've been through it with where it started and everybody's thinking, it's going to be okay. And then you had that COVID rush. You couldn't get anything.
Yeah.
You weren't even allowed in some stores to buy more than one product.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be worse. And when, like we said, when we're saying this and we're getting our facts off, online and what they're saying, it's something to keep your mind on, especially pet owners. I mean, look at RC. RC's a pet owner. He loves his dogs. They're saying pet food is going to be scarce.
Yeah, because there's all that, oats and wheats and all that in there.
And pet food. And what happens when there is no pet food?
So then you got to start feeding human food.
And what happens when you feed dogs human food?
Yeah,
they usually
unless you give them a healthy diet, but still, it's going to cost you.
Exactly. Where you're going to get your chicken now?
It's another mouth.
Where you're going to get your meat? If we're going to be down on that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be down. And the problem with this is remember like when COVID was here, the first maybe 2, 3 months, 4 months, it was like this. This is going to be something that's going to be sustained for a while, half a year at least.
And with as many people out there in the world, I mean, food is one thing we can't be short with.
No, we can't. And the problem is that the food we produce, not just the U.S. but the entire world produces enough food to double the food every day. But what the problem is going to be, and people are asking, well, why is it going to be a shortage? And some reasons are because this whole Russia-Ukraine. But the reason why Russia plays a factor is because Russia exports tons of fertilizer. Yeah. Okay, and fertilizer is used in everything to grow in every country.
Yes, you grow.
And how do you make fertilizer? You make fertilizer with natural gas. You use natural gas, phosphate, and potash, and that you mix them together, and that gives you fertilizer. Well, with your nitrogen, and with these exports, these bans on Russia with the fuel and the wheat, it's becoming less of that is being put out, and we have less of a supply, not just here but across the world for all this stuff. So productivity isn't going up; it's actually going down. Yep. You know what I mean? It's going down, and that's going to be the start of it. And people are like, well, how come why can't they ramp it up? Well, if they don't have the supply, they can't ramp it up.
Yeah, without the supply, you can't do much.
And the second biggest thing is logistics, and people forget about logistics.
Yeah, it's got to be transported.
Think about all the during COVID we had that whole supply chain issue. Well, that hasn't gone away. It's we kind of were down in this hump for a while, and we kind of knew. And we're getting used to it, but it really hasn't recovered to like where it was. Yeah. And it's not going to. And what's even going to make it more frustrating is the UN put out a warning that there will be a bunch of countries that will actually go into legit famine.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's going all across the top of Africa, some in the Middle East. In South Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Lower India, all those countries. So they're actually going to, because their populations, and they don't have any, they don't produce any kind of food. They get it from other sources. So if they have famine, this is what's going to happen. If they get 2, 3, 4 months in and they're having issues, Okay, what are they going to do? They're going to pack up and they're going to leave. They can't just come to the U.S. because they're across the ocean. What they can do is go north and pile into Europe. Now, Europe is in the same situation we are, but now let's start adding hundreds of thousands of immigrants. So if Europe already has
and all
a
they're
tough
looking
time,
for is food.
yeah, and if Europe has a tough time feeding its own citizens, now it's got this extra population. So, and you say, well, that sucks to be Europe. Yeah, it does, but it sucks to be us too, because when Europe gets in trouble, who do you think is going to bail them out? So as our inflation goes through the roof, we're going to end up writing checks and sending them money so they can afford to buy more food from whatever country is producing it. So once again, yes, it becomes America's problem.
But the buck doesn't even stop there.
No.
Now, if you're reading into that whole Elon Musk thing, you know, we were big into all these electric cars. Everything was going to be electric because of the oil. We weren't getting oil. Everything wants to be electric. Now, we are running short of microchips for these new cars and all these electric cars.
Again, because we had that problem in the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah. So now, with all of this going on, you might not even be able to get a new car. I mean, the percentage of used cars that are going up now is
it's out of control. It's crazy. They're buying it from the lots and they're reselling for MSRP value.
Yeah, because they have to be, because what's going on?
Yeah.
You're not gonna, now with all these microchips, you're not going to be able to get new cars.
Yeah.
So people with the new cars, that's why you walk into a dealership now and it's plain bone stock empty. There's nothing there. If you even buy a car at this time, you're waiting 3 months for production for somebody.
Yeah,
to build
and
you your
you're right.
car.
And you know what? I watched a couple of things and people saying who are economists, and they're saying don't buy a car now.
No,
you're getting ripped off.
Yeah,
the taxes are through the roof, and you're paying more than double the value.
You're shipping, and you're paying that for that one car to be made.
Yeah, but you're paying something that you're paying for cars that aren't even worth it.
Yeah, exactly, because they're not mass production, so you're paying extra just to get what you want. It's not like they're building a bunch of these cars for everybody. No. That is not happening anymore.
No, it's not, and obviously we know the gas issue is still. And that's not going to go away anytime soon. So
yeah, gas is it's going to be. I mean, granted, it's gotten down over here in South Carolina.
Stabilized a little bit.
Yeah, we're back down under $4
for now.
You know, for now, I can't complain because there's Bahamas $10 a gallon.
Yeah. See, and that's close to California, New York City prices.
Exactly.
Well, that's what they are: $7, $8, $10.
So I can only be humble when I'm paying $3.60 a gallon for gas. So.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is, and we said this before in one of our other videos, is that with the gas prices, it's not just Putin's fault. Yes, it has a couple bans from Russia with the gas. That's only about 13% of it. But the U.S. has a strategic oil reserve. Okay, millions of barrels of oil that we use, what we keep stockpile in case. We ever have to go to war, and we get export bans or whatever. We have fuel. Well, Slow Joe,
just in case shit.
Just in case shit, yeah. But then Slow Joe has the great idea of, so to lower our gas prices, you'd say, well, why don't we release some of those oil barrels into the U.S., kind of relieve the tension, the price hike. Yeah, sure. Well, Slow Joe said, yeah, I'm going to release the barrels, not to the Americans though. I'm going to give it to China
to make money.
1 million barrels a day for 6 months, 180 million barrels. He's sending over to Eastern Europe and China.
Where's my barrel? Okay? Where's my barrel? That's all I can say. You're getting
and what pisses me off,
here.
It pisses me off when people like Pete Buttigieg say, oh, well, or Stephen Colbert say, oh, well, buy an electric car. I drive a Tesla. Yeah, that's great. Guess what? Do you have an extra 50 grand or so to buy an electric car? Because if the government's going to give them away, then I guess we could take them. But what they don't realize is, where do you think that power comes from, buddy? It doesn't just, stay there. You need natural products like coal, natural gas, oil to move these machines to create electricity. And hydroelectric power from a dam, or windmills, aren't going to cut it. I mean, look at the dam now, the Hoover Dam out in there. The reservoir is down more than it's ever been. So eventually, that's going to have to stop working, right? So this whole thing about bioelectricity and this whole Green Deal, everyone's for saving the environment, you know what I mean? But it's pushed us because they're going about it all wrong. And, I'm sure the 10 people who organized this are getting what they want out of it, and we just happen to have the fallout. But I think, they went about it all wrong, and we're now suffering. They didn't have a proper plan in place. And now you have these food shortages that are coming, and what's a direct result of all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, shit is what it is nowadays. We usually get to see these shit under the stick most of the time because of, hierarchy. I mean, they had the baby formula shortage, and now they're saying it might even get worse. I mean, with the necessary things that we need, like milk, wheat, meat, dairy, I mean, pet food even, for those pet lovers out there. It's going to be a problem. We're just trying to make you aware that sooner than later, something like this is going to come about.
It's definitely coming. And
we need you guys to be aware so you can take the proper precautions in making sure you and your family live and eat the right way, which I know I will. I mean, I got a Costco card.
You're not going to have a choice. I mean, you're really going to have to budget yourself now.
Well, like I said, now, if we're keeping you aware of this, there's no reason not to start now. I have extra fridges in my house. I can just stockpile and put stuff in the freezer, which I usually do. My mom told me to do that a long time ago.
That's what some people do. I do that too, in case. But not everybody has an extra fridge.
Not everybody has an extra fridge, but get a cooler. Get something because it's going to get bad. And I don't want anybody stuck out there with nothing.
Well, yeah, and it's going to get bad.
Prepare
and
for what
the root of all this is the oil. So now you're going to come across a problem. Do I buy expensive fuel for my car to go to work to keep making money? Or do I buy food? Because now the prices are going to be challenging each other.
Yes, and if you know this, and this is coming to fruition, that you should definitely get yourself ready. Those Friday night drinks, maybe let's not do them that Friday night. I mean, granted, for you alcoholics out there, there's going to be a shortage in liquor as well.
Yeah, think about all the barley and the wheat and
all the barley and the wheat. What do you think makes beer? What do you think makes all this alcohol for you guys to go and have a good time on?
Yeah, it's going to come.
Now there's gonna be bars that aren't gonna have a lot, and again, like COVID, a lot of these bars might be having to close down.
Yeah, I know.
Without liquor, what is a bar?
And besides the liquor too, a lot of places serve food too.
Yeah,
so
and
now,
they're not going to be able to.
Bar food usually used to be pretty cheap, you know what I mean? But you're going to be paying like restaurant fees now for bar food.
Yeah, and it was funny because I saw a meme on Facebook the other day where a restaurant owner put a sign on his door, breaking down everything for you, trying to tell you, listen, he is not trying to hike up prices just to get your money. And he broke down every little thing he had to pay for and then say, this is why you're paying $16.99 for a hamburger and french fries.
Yeah.
And it's true. At these certain times, people are just trying to keep their head above water.
Yeah, they're trying to be transparent.
I mean, granted, there are some places that hike up the price just because it's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are some places.
But a lot of these, local places are just trying to keep their head above water. And if their prices are going up, it's because they're having to pay more. And for them to continue servicing you and the community, prices have to go up.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it has to go that way.
Yeah.
But you might be seeing another shutdown of restaurants because of this.
Yeah. And because the inflation is getting out of control.
Yeah. People are just going to stay home.
And not only that, there's a huge labor shortage.
Yeah. I mean, there was another, I was watching one of these shows and I think it was like every 3 weeks they had a new crew. They couldn't keep crews on.
See, it's another thing.
And then, of course, if you've ever been in the business, that destroys, restaurant morale because you're having to train new people every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, man, it's
then you're
frustrating.
not training like you did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now you're throwing crash courses in
Yeah,
there.
quick,
You're throwing a
two-day
crash
lessons.
course in there. Let me teach you how to do the basics, and then product drops. Hospitality drops. Food. Everything gets worse, and it's sad that places like this are going through it, but it's reality. It's what it is, and I, as a person, and RC as well, wants everybody to know, man, it could get really worse. It could get really bad, and everybody needs to be aware of that.
Yeah, and all those things that Mike just put out there. Don't forget also when you think about, but these prices keep going up and production of food and stuff go down. What are companies going to do to save money because they have so much inflation? They don't want to keep the prices are going to get so high. So the first thing that these big companies are going to do are do layoffs.
Layoffs, like always.
Okay, so now you add another problem of people not working to all this other crap. Okay,
So
and then
the unemployment rate gets more.
Yup. All their business models have to be switched around because then instead of supplying grocery stores, they might have to supply restaurants now, and vice versa. Because they just got back to normal, and now they're gonna have to switch again. So that puts a huge problem with that. And to even add on a little more, I want you to think about all the immigration that's coming to this country.
No, I mean, listen, guys.
How are they gonna eat?
I know everybody's life isn't what they thought it would be. Everybody has a hard time. Just realize, in these hard times, you need to pick up a plan and just realize that everybody's going through it. Not everybody, but at least 70 to 80% of the world is going to be going through struggles, and you got to keep your head up. It's always about how you move forward and not what happened to knock you down. You need to move forward, and sooner or later, hopefully, with all the progress that the next generation might have, we can dig ourselves out of a hole that we all know we put ourselves into.
Yeah, and
Simple as that, guys.
It's it starts with you have inflation, then downsizing, then we have, God forbid, famine. Then after you have famine, what's after that? We have riots.
Mm-hmm.
We have other problems now. So if this doesn't get fixed, or if they don't figure this out, it's going to keep going on, on and on.
It's just going to get worse.
And all this information that you guys gotten from us is from the USDA. So you can go online, you can look it up. They give you charts and a bunch of other stuff that you can actually look at. That's telling you, that's predicting into the next few months. So, I would suggest you go on there and read it, because
do your homework.
You're going to see the news media. Some of them aren't going to say anything about it, and some of them are just going to straight lie to you. And, if you want the real information, you got to do the work yourselves. Or you can come here.
And listen to us. We'll ramble on all about it. And RC, he loves to get on that homework deal and look about it. So
it just aggravates because you can't find any truth. It's so hard to find a story or tell people what's really going on, because each side of the media has their own agenda.
Everything's sugar-coated. They never tell you what you need to know, just what they want you to hear. And that's basically what our life's about. Just make sure you make good decisions. And, like he said, it starts with one of us. Do more, be more. Try to do your best. Be your best you in this life. You don't know how long you're going to have it. So let's continue to do more so we can be all be more. And you guys like the content. I would love it if you hit a like, subscribe. It's free. Come by, listen to us 2 times a week. We'll give it to you from our perspective. That's what we're here for, to open it up.
Sometimes you need to hear it. You need to hear it from people just like you, who do the work.
Just
and put
the regular
it out there.
Joes, just like us.
So otherwise, you're going to be lost in the clouds. And if you don't care.
Yes, don't wait till it's too late.
And people say, "Oh, I don't care." Well, eventually you're going to care, because it's going to affect every single person.
Again,
unless you're Jeff Bezos.
Wait
or Elon
till it's too late, because we are all not Elon Musk
or a politician, because they're going to get theirs first.
So thanks guys for listening in, and we'll see you in another couple of days. Remember, subscribe, like, share. That's what we're here for, guys.
It's easy, it's free, it only takes a second.
See you there. I'll see you at another time.
Toodaloo.
Later.